Shalom Hebrew Study Group, Damien here, and what we're going to do is go through this app which is available for both iPhone, Android, as well as desktop computers, and it's called Anki. And as you can see right now, we're just going right in, and it's biblical Hebrew vocabulary. You can see right there the hey, which pronounced ha with the nikud indicator there, actually means the or the, and you'll find this always in front of a word in biblical Hebrew. Hey, the letter hey, will appear in many cases right in front of another word, and it's joined together as a word. For example, Hamashiach means the Messiah, but it's joined together. You see the number 2 there, it's the second most frequently used word in the Tanakh, and it appears 23,886 times. Now what we have here is the Lamed, or the L sound, which when we tap on show answer, it's going to reveal what this actually means, and that is 2 or 4. When you're using this app, you can press the play arrow and you'll be able to hear perfect pronunciation on these different words in biblical Hebrew. And notice the numbers in the upper left corner, the 20, the 5, and the 0. They're red. The 5 is red, the 20 is blue, the 0 is green. Those colors correlate with buttons across the bottom. You'll see that it says red for again, it's green for good, blue for easy. And as you're going through these flashcards, what you'll do is you'll tap one of these buttons depending on whether this particular card was easy, or if you feel that you've got it pretty good, or if you need to see it again more frequently. So you can see that if you tap easy, it's not going to show up as often. Notice in the lower right corner, in this case, the number 1. And that's because the Vav, or the V sound, is the most frequently used word in the Bible. And that, at least in Hebrew, is the word and. Looking at the Lamed again, okay, that's 2 or 4. Those are the primary definitions, followed by the secondary definitions, because it could also mean toward, at, belonging to, in order to. So just to give you an orientation to this app, I'm kind of half looking at the content with you, and also on the other hand, I'm focusing on the features of the app. The number 19 is there, indicating that whereas there were 20 before, it's 19 and it's counting down. And again, this is a flashcard system. I'm providing the links to this flashcard system in the description of this video, so you'll be able to click over and acquire the free software. This is AnkiWeb software, and you'll also know where to go to download the deck, the shared Anki deck for learning biblical Hebrew in this format. The thing that's so amazing about this particular format is that it is developed to give you 90% recognition mastery of the words in the biblical Hebrew. Okay, so when you go through all of these cards, and it's only going to give you about 20 at a time to just keep on working those cards, and the repetition is so important. It's going to give you about 20 cards at a time, and it's going to work with you on those 20 cards at a time in 15-minute sessions until you get through all of the cards in the Biblical Hebrew deck by SCHWARTZ-GROVES, and as you can see parenthetically there, WHV. So when you go through this, and you can tap on the play button to hear the pronunciation. The pronunciation in these flashcards is incredible. You'll be able to tap on the play button to hear it. As you're seeing the Hebrew, you're also listening to it. And notice as we continue to tap the selectors for easy, good, or again, it adjusts the numbers. Okay, so you see 17, 5, and 0. 17 by default assumed to be easy for you, but now you've got 4 in the, show it to me again right away count, and then 0 for good. So basically, that's how this system actually works, okay, in terms of what the buttons do for you. And again, it's going to keep showing you certain letters and words that you tapped the again button for, and it's going to keep drilling it and drilling it and drilling it with you. All right. Notice again the number 3 in the lower right corner. That is the third most frequently appearing word in the biblical Hebrew of the Tanakh. Okay, and here we have et, which is the number 5 most frequently appearing word, which actually in this case is an object marker, and it serves as a function. Okay, but there's something very special about that aleph and the tav together. There's so much that we can say about that. That's another video, but you'll notice next to the number 5, you have 10,969 times. That indicates how many times this particular object marker or this word or this function appears in the Bible. Now, as we're going through these and tapping different buttons to assign these different words and expressions to either easy, good, or again, you're getting the feel for how this system works. It really is an extraordinary learning system. It's using the AnkiWeb software, which is intelligent flashcard learning. It's basically used for so many different subjects. What we're looking at right now is how it's used for this particular shared deck in Hebrew, okay, learning Hebrew, biblical Hebrew to be specific. When you click on the links that I'll provide for you in the description of this video, you'll be able to go over to the AnkiWeb website and download the free software for your desktop computer or your mobile devices, be it iPhone or Android and so on. Linux, Mac, Windows, you name it, as far as the desktop operating systems are concerned, this is available. AnkiWeb is available for all of those operating systems. Again, desktop or mobile. And I will provide the link as well so that you can download the shared deck software, or I should say not software. The shared deck is a file. Think of it as a file, which once you have downloaded and installed the AnkiWeb software, you'll then be able to download the file, which in this case it's an 11 megabyte file. It's got over 600 words, which represent 90% of the vocabulary. And once you've learned these, you basically would recognize 9 out of 10 of all words when you're reading in the Tanakh. You can read all of it with 90% recognition. And of course, as far as the words that you don't recognize are concerned, you can look those up in different online resources. For example, Blue Letter Bible. You can go into the interlinear, and any word that you don't recognize just from your own study and recollection using a flashcard system like this, you'll be able to click on that particular word and it'll expand out, or click on that verse, it'll expand out with study helps, and it'll give you the definitions and so forth associated with that word. But as you can see here, what we're doing is we're just going through, tap, show, answer. Basically, that's the kind of thing that we can do with an app like this. Okay, we're just going through, and it's a way that you can either study independently, or you can study as a group. I've got a poll inside of Hebrew Study Group, the Facebook group, where different people are beginning to respond to it and indicating the different things that would help them to learn Hebrew more efficiently. And it's interesting to see the things that people are selecting. And that's giving me an idea of what to kind of focus on in terms of what you really want. Okay, so what we have here is al. Okay, it means on or over. Secondary definitions are also provided. This next one, we've been seeing it as I've been talking. That's the vav, or the v sound, and it means and. But notice that in this particular case, this is a word which is a conjunction. It can mean and, but it's not just one conjunction. In English, we have a different word for each conjunction. But in Hebrew, the vav, the v sound, actually can be all of the conjunctions, and, but, and, or. And then here we are reviewing el, which means to, toward, into, concerning, our secondary definitions, but the main definition is to, and then again, it's bringing back the, and there it is, ha, and that's the second most frequently used word in biblical Hebrew. We've got in and with. Okay, well, what word is that? That's the bait. All right. When you see, for example, a word where it's for us in English, it would be a preposition, and in Hebrew, it's added onto the beginning of the word, so it looks like a single word, but it's actually added onto the beginning of another word. So in Hebrew, you've got to be able to separate the add-ons that are snapped onto the beginning of other words to present a word or an expression, which actually for English speakers, it would be two words, but that's how it works in Hebrew. Et, once again, here it's an object marker or function, and it's the fifth most frequently used expression in biblical Hebrew, and it appears 10,969 times in the Tanakh, and we can just tap, and we've got from. Okay, well, that is min, okay, or mean. That you got the mem, which is the M sound, and then the nun, the final nun. Now we've got al, which is on or over. You'll see this as the second of two words on every Israeli airline plane. Okay, it says el al. Okay, you'll see that. All right, definition and secondary definitions. You've got that right there. It can mean to, toward, into, concerning. And just going through and tapping either good or easy or again, it just keeps on drilling. That's why we're seeing some of these letters, some of these words appearing frequently. And we can see that the red number up at the top where you see the 8, that means that now it says 7. You've got that many words that we have hit the again option for, so that it'll keep on drilling us as often as we need those words to reappear. Okay, so you can really drill the lesson as much as you want. Okay, and again, you can see the count coming down. Now it's number 2 in blue, and you've got 8 for again, and you got 0 for good, and now it's down to 1 for easy, and you've got 9 for again. And so it's just you'll see those numbers changing depending upon the buttons that you tap at the bottom while you're going through this. Again, I'm kind of giving half of the attention to the content of these flashcards and half of the attention to the functionality of the app, so that you can kind of get a feel for it and be able to hit the ground running if and when you download and install the software, and when you download and import the shared deck, you'll be able to really hit the ground running, so to speak. So again, here's another one: in, with, at, on, as, among, by, when. What word is that? what word means in or with. That's going to be the bait, right? And when you hear in, for example, Beshem, that means in the name, okay? Hashem would be the name. Beshem is in the name. We have it, once again, the aleph and the tav. And so you'll see, once again, different things in each of these cards as we're counting down the red number to get through the ones that we tapped to see again. It's drilling us on those. You'll see not only the frequency number in terms of how frequently that word appears in the Bible in Hebrew, and you'll also actually see the number of instances in which it occurs. In some cases, you can scroll down in the flashcard and it'll have footnotes like you can see right here. And then it'll say show Hebrew writing. You tap that blue hyperlink and then it will reveal the Hebrew writing, which in this case is min. You can see that right there. And you can tap show answer and there it is. Min means from, out of, and so on. So basically, just keep working the cards. Now we're down to one red card left, and we'll be wrapping this up pretty soon. And there you have it. We studied 50 cards, and that's how this software works. It's amazing. Thanks for watching.